Hey, you guys. Good morning. This is Shannon, and we're here on this Saturday. Usually, this is, of course, our shout out Saturday, but we are all about Survive and Thrive, which is October 15th, coming soon. However, we are going to be doing and hosting another workshop that is going to be called Recover and Rebuild. And we're looking forward for you to be there. And if you haven't gotten your tickets, as it states, don't forget to get your tickets. So, Recover and Rebuild is definitely a wonderful, bright idea that came about as I was live on one particular day, or listening to Adrienne. And Adrienne has a company that's called Rebuilt, and working with her company and working with her, developing just some key things. But she kind of did it. She did it on her own, but it was all about how to take, again, tragedies, traumas that you've been dealt with, and how to rebuild yourself, how to come back from falling back, which is the same as where we look at from Survive and Thrive, and how you're coming back from cancer. You're coming back from, a life threatening disease that is definitely threatening your livelihood, your life, your family, your environment, and all those things. And how do you come back from that? So that is the recovery part that we bring. And she was doing a workshop also that was called Girl, I Love You. And she's done it a couple times, and she's doing one now that is called for Curvy Girls. So if you are in the Pensacola area and you want to go check it out, definitely go and look up Adrienne. And Adrienne will show you about what her conference is, our workshop is going to be, and the fact that that is something that she's really looking into doing, and she's doing a really good job over there doing it. So if you are interested and you want to be a part, you want to come and listen and hear Adrienne speak on Recover and Rebuild, be sure to get your tickets. Tickets are only $10. And the great thing is that it is an opportunity that we're doing to raise funds for Survive and Thrive. And that is what we are doing. So, recover and rebuild. Actually, the crazy part, I typed all kinds of stuff over here. So, recover and rebuild. That is so funny. So, if you are definitely interested and you're, struggling with some things, or if you've had some setbacks, part of what we're looking at is talking about burnout. And that was something that she had brought up. And I was like, you know what? That's a really great idea, because we all have dealt and been in this pandemic, and it is 3 years coming. And the thing is that it's been very taxing on relationships and bodies and individuals, and just community. It's just been, and financially, as we know, has been taxing. And we need to find ways of how to overcome the burnout so that we can thrive and so that we can move forward. For those who have been battling cancer during COVID, it that's double jeopardy, because again, your immune system is totally compromised anyway from the chemo and the other treatments that you may be undergoing. And then here is, the COVID, and then it's like the different, strands, and how different people are getting it, and it's just crazy. So looking at isolation anyway, how can we get past that? How can we rebuild from that? Because some relationships were really strained, during COVID, because, during this pandemic, because they were already strained and taxed anyway. And when you're looking at isolation, it just made it, even worse. So we're looking at the fact of how can we restore that? How can we restore that? How can we support those who are struggling? And even for those who are, we're trying to build businesses. And we know that lots of people, a lot of businesses did thrive during this pandemic, but there's a lot of people who did not. And some people have gone, have closed down their businesses, or they have gotten so um, desolate. It's just not good, and it just didn't help. So what our goal is how to recover. When you're in recovery, your body is building, your mind is building, things are building. And then how do we rebuild? And what do we use to rebuild? We have tools to rebuild something. When you're rebuilding a house, or you're rebuilding something, you got to have some tools. You got to have some tools, you got to have the resources, and you need a plan so that you can rebuild that foundation strong. And what we want to do is use some strength based supports to be able to give you some clear directives on how to rebuild you that is more specific for you, and it's not specific to no one else. So, how do you rebuild? How do you recover from a setback? And then, how do you rebuild? Some of it has to do with relationships with people that you find out that they're really someone else and they really have been doing some things and very, very manipulative. And then, do you want to rebuild? Do you want to recover from that? How do you recover? Recovery doesn't always mean, as it say, for you to just jump right back in the middle of dealing with folks. You can still see them from a distance. And then where do you rebuild from that? How do you rebuild you? Because you were damaged. You were damaged. You have some trauma. You also have some, dispositions. And how do you rebuild from that so that you can thrive and move forward with your life and, definitely with God and just move on. So those are things we're focusing on recovery and rebuild. It's all about health and wellness. So health and wellness is about you, and it's about supporting you as an individual, but also how do you support you as an individual, but span into the community, and how do you bring in your community connections and your circles of support. So that's our goal at again for recover and rebuild and for survive and thrive. So get your tickets to both. They're only total $20. If you got $20 right now, you can come to both of these workshops. Both of the conferences, you can be there, and you will be helping us raise and meeting our goal to raise $20,000 for cancer survivors. So give. We would love for you to give. If you would like to just be a donor right now, you can go to bit.ly/, and it's donate and thrive. And that's where you can go and you can make your donations. We definitely appreciate our sponsors who have sponsored thus far. We appreciate our folks. We also appreciate Bay Area Cleaning Professionals, Ms. Naturally Patricia, which is always supporting, and Bay Area Cleaning Professionals. And we appreciate Dorothy Carlisle, who also have given. And then when, again, she kind of just said when God just told her to give, to do it. And that's what she did, and just called me just out of the blue. So I appreciate all your support. For those of you guys who've been seeing me here for 6 years, and you know what it is, and you've seen my journey. So what my ask is for you to be able to give and support other cancer survivors and keeping this going, and so that we can support and have that extra of support for those who may end up being affected. So that's all I got for you guys. It's 8:50. I got some things to run out here and do. And of course, I'm going to leave you guys with this video of these tumblers that HiCat made. So if you haven't seen them and you want to enter to win, this is also a fundraiser, and it's going to help us raise funds. It's only $1. So $5 will get you 5 entries. So go ahead and do it. See ya.